Let's set the stage. It's 1969. The air is thick with change. Hippies are clashing with police. Apollo 11 just touched down on the moon, and rock music is splintering into something wilder. In London's smoky clubs, a new sound is brewing, one that'll shatter expectations. King Crimson, led by guitarist Robert Fripp, with Greg Lake on vocals and bass, Ian McDonald on woodwinds and keys, Michael Giles on drums, with lyrics from Peter Sinfeld. They'd honed their craft playing live, blending jazz, classical, and rock into something wild. Recorded at Wessex Sound Studios with producer Tony Clark, In the Court of the Crimson King was rushed to meet a tour deadline, yet it emerged as a masterpiece of progressive rock. Released by Island Records, it hit number 5 in the UK and number 28 in the US, earning instant acclaim. And that iconic cover, Barry Godber's painting of the tortured Crimson King, became a lasting symbol of prog rock. Welcome to Album Archives, diving into the top 300 of the fan-voted best albums of all time from over on the Music Rewind podcast. I'm your host, Steve Epley, and today, with number 299, we're stepping into the surreal world of King Crimson's In the Court of the Crimson King, released on October 10th, 1969. This debut album launched progressive rock into uncharted territory with its haunting melodies and complex arrangements. Recorded over 50 years ago, it still feels ahead of its time. Let's dive into its creation, sound, and enduring legacy. So grab your headphones and join the court. It kicks off with 21st Century Schizoid Man, a jagged, chaotic track with distorted vocals, sax shrieks, and Fripp's searing guitar. It's a sonic assault reflecting a fractured world, written amid Vietnam and social unrest. The track's distorted vocals, Greg Lake's voice warped through a fuzzbox, mirrors the era's paranoia, with lines like politician's funeral pyre screaming protest. Michael Giles' drums, pounding in sync against Ian McDonald's chaotic sax, feel like a rioted sound. Then there's also the title track, The Court of the Crimson King, with its haunting mellotron, flute, and Lake's ethereal voice. It's a medieval fairy tale turned dystopian, with lyrics like "The yellow jester does laugh at you." It paints a surreal picture.
Purple piper plays his tune, the choir softly sing. 3 lullabies in an ancient tongue for the court of the crimson.
The unusual time signature of Epitaph adds complexity, while Moonchild shifts to a free-form jazz improv, testing listeners' patience before resolving into beauty. The production is raw yet layered, a testament to the band's live energy and studio experimentation. The themes are dark yet visionary. Sinfeld's lyrics explore war, madness, and existential dread, mirrored by the music's shifting moods. Recorded as the 60s idealism waned, it captured a sense of apocalypse and renewal, fitting for a band named after a mythical demon. The album's ambitions set a new bar for rock, blending classical structure with rock's raw power. In 1969, prog rock was embryonic, with bands like Pink Floyd and Genesis still finding their feet. In the Court helped define the genre, influencing everyone from Rush to Tool. It sold modestly, but built a cult following, with listeners today calling it a mind-bending classic, a sonic labyrinth, and the birth of prog rock. Just picture that setting within Wessex Sound Studios back in the summer of '69. King Crimson was a pressure cooker. 5 young musicians, barely in their 20s, racing against a tour deadline. Clashes over vision and creative direction at every turn. Producer Tony Clark in the booth struggling to harness all that creativity and live energy into one cohesive sound. One unconfirmed story goes that the band recorded 21st Century Schizoid Man in a single, blistering take, mistakes and all, to capture its raw fury. While that is likely untrue, amid that chaos came a progressive sound with surgical precision. That tension between discipline and madness defines the album's magic. Why does it endure? Its innovation, unusual time signatures, multi-instrumental interplay, and lyrical depth keep it fresh. It's a cornerstone of prog, inspiring decades of bands to push limits. The cover art's eerie vibe still haunts, and the album's emotional range, anger to melancholy, still resonate. Here in 2025, it's a reminder of music's power to transcend time. The band's lineup adds to their mythical status, as this is the only album with this group of legends. The band disbanded in the early 70s with variant incarnations for future albums, although never quite hitting the same success as the Court of the Crimson King. That's our journey through the Court of the Crimson King, a record that's as bold today as it was in '69. Spin it tonight, let the shadows and melodies sink in, and ask yourself, what does the Crimson King whisper to you? That's it for this edition of Album Archives. If you enjoyed it, share it, or leave a review wherever you listen. Next up is number 298, Thin Lizzy's Jailbreak from 1976. For now, I'm Steve Epley, and as I always say, listen to the full album. Until next time.
A podcast from the Sidereal Media Group. Back to you, anchors.